It's time to grease this spinning reel. Normally I avoid this procedure, my point of view is this: until there is nothing critical, there is no need to disassemble the reel body. But this time the situation is worse. This reel not only fell into the water, but also makes such noises while fishing that it is even uncomfortable in front of other fishermen. I will show you how to grease only the most important places. Maybe this video will be useful for those who do not dare to undertake this procedure. It is not difficult at all. For lubrication, I will use such a special kit that I bought a long time ago. One is more liquid and the other is thicker. So, to begin with, you need to remove the spool drum. Here are smaller parts, don't miss them. I like to put the parts in sequence as I take them down, so that it is easier to put everything back together in the same order. This metal spindle, on which the spool drum rests, moves up and down. At first, check that there are no dirt or pieces of line at the bottom when it rises, and then lubricate the area. We will use liquid lubricant here. Essentially, what we want to do is lubricate all places that rubs metal to metal, thus improving sliding and reducing friction. After adding a few drops, rotate the reel to get the area well coated. After this procedure, don't forget to adjust the brake before your next fishing. Now we will lubricate bail arm connections. We also add a drop of liquid lubricant here. Another place that is easy to forget is the line holder. It rotates as the line moves, so good lubrication is also required here. We also drip one drop. Well, the easy part is over. Now we have to get inside of the reel. First, we remove the handle. There is also usually a bearing in the hole of the handle. We will lubricate it. Here you need to drip the grease not into the hole itself, but in the space closer to the edge. Rotate the reel a little, so that the grease is evenly distributed everywhere. Now, I will unscrew all the screws on the body. The location and number of screws may vary on your reel, but the procedure remains the same. It is important to remember or mark exactly where the screws should be, because it often happens that the screws are barely different from each other. I see that this back cover also needs to be removed. Under the cover, there is another screw that holds the body. Well, I understand that I will not remove the body cover without removing the reel drum. There are reels where you don't need to remove the reel drum to do that, but I'll have to work harder than I expected. I will need to remove the reel drum again and then unscrew the screw at the bottom. There is one more small screw here. This entire part can now be removed. A few more screws are exposed here. We unscrew them as well. This holding part is removed, and the last screw holding the cover is exposed. We unscrew it as well. Finally, the body cover can be removed. Remove everything carefully and take a look at where everything is. It's just better not to push anything out of place, then there won't be any problems when putting everything back together. A properly lubricated reel should have grease in those areas because thicker grease is used here. But everything is nearly dry here. Here, the essence is the same. We are looking for moving parts that rub against each other during movement. I see a cogwheel here, a moving part here, deep there, and another bearing here. As I said, we will use thick grease. I will apply it with a screwdriver. It will be easy to access. By moving these parts of the reel, you can see what is moving where, and at the same time, the grease evenly distributes everywhere. You don't need to apply so much that everything floats. That grease is high quality and long-lasting. You can clearly see the movement of all the parts when turn the spool holder shaft. Well, that's all. There's not much work here. It's just that the disassembly itself takes time, and the main thing is to arrange it neatly and mark all the screws. If it's more complicated, film or take photos in progress. It will help if you doubt somewhere how to collect something back. Of course, it is possible to disassembly and lubricate everything more thoroughly, but such a simple procedure will definitely be enough to give your reel a second life. Now, I'm putting everything back together, and I think this reel will last a little longer. I hope this video will be useful to you, and encourage you to take care of your reel if the reel is asking you for it loudly. Until next time, see you on the water.